I'm at Blue Marsh Lake this morning. This is over near, kind of near Redding in Berks County. There's a 30-mile trail that goes around the whole lake, but I ain't doing that. There's a 7-mile loop on the north part of it. I'll show you on the map here what I'm doing, but every spring I take this trail. It's a nice little trail, lots of wildflowers and stuff. Maybe we'll even see some bald eagles. They nested here last year, and I saw them over the winter, so maybe we'll catch a glimpse of them. So it was raining this morning. It's gonna be cloudy, but we should still see quite a bit, hopefully. So as always, I'll take you along with me. So here's the map, Blue Marsh. If you're not familiar with this place at all, but I'm taking this northern loop that goes all the way around here. I'm parked right here on Church Road, and it's about 7 miles or so that goes all the way around. Makes a nice little loop. Alright, well, there are two very similar wildflowers here. First one, this is purple dead nettle. And I've done this in several of my videos where I've eaten it and talked about its medicinal uses. But over here is something called henbit. Looks very similar. And henbit, if I remember correctly, is actually toxic to some extent. I think it is to chickens, at least, if I remember. But let me grab a dead nettle, put them side by side, and you can see the difference between them. Well, that one's only, there's a flower there. But the purple dead nettle has purple flowers, but it also has purple leaves on the top. Whereas the henbit just has purple flowers. So there are a difference between the two, but they are often confused for each other. And I don't remember if henbit is toxic to people at all, but I wouldn't try it right now. Alright, so purple dead nettle and henbit. Catbird singing up there. Oh, there he goes. And here we have some type of buttercups. There's different kinds, I'm not sure the exact variety. Most buttercups are toxic, if I remember correctly. This is called Solomon's seal. If you pick the leaf up and look underneath, the flower buds are dangling below it. There is another plant called false Solomon's seal, which looks almost exactly like this, except the flowers, there's a bundle of flowers at the tip and none dangling underneath. Now, this is a very medicinal plant. There's a number of uses for healing and different things. I forget all of them. I get this name because after King Solomon in the Bible, supposedly it, because it's so medicinal, it has his, quote, seal of approval. And another idea is that when you dig the root up, there's you can see his seal on the root. I doubt that one, but anyway, that's Solomon's seal. And over here is garlic mustard. I've talked about this in several of my videos. I tried eating some of it. It tastes absolutely horrible, like garlic and mustard. But it's not native to Pennsylvania, so it's often considered an invasive weed. And of course, if you've watched my other videos, you should recognize this little guy. It's little spring beauties. And they have those little edible tubers that taste like potatoes. Down here we have that celandine. I did a medicinal video on these. These are the ones, if you break them off, they have like a orange or yellow sap that can be used to get rid of warts and moles and stuff. You see what I see down there? Pitcher plant, or a Jack in the pulpit, I think they call it too. So if you lift up this little hood, there's Jack and his pulpit. Of course, they tracked insects down there, get the nutrients from them. So haven't seen one of these for a while, so that's neat. Okay, here's a plant with an interesting name. Look at these white flowers. This is shepherd's purse. It gets that name from the little seed things there. Look like purses, I guess, for a shepherd. So that's what this is, shepherd's purse. Yeah, someone's trying to make a getaway here. I gotta do a wild edible series on earthworms sometime. Maybe he's the one. Here we have some interesting things because they got thorns on them. But this is from last year. Whoops. There we go. This is called teasel. It would have purple flowers on it and stuff. It can be considered a medicinal plant. I know one thing I read that some people use it for Lyme disease. They make a tincture from the roots to help with Lyme disease. But that's teasel right there. There's a cat down there. Don't belong here. Hasn't seen me yet. And this cedar tree is full of that cedar apple rust. I've talked about this before in videos. Of course, like I said, these orange things release spores that go to apple trees and can kill apple trees, and they come back here to the cedar tree, just repeat the cycle. They look really funky looking. And down here we have this is ground ivy. It's got those pretty little blue flowers. And I've eaten some of this already in one of my videos. And it's medicinal too, it has a whole ton of medicinal uses. That's ground ivy. You get a decent view up here of the surrounding countryside. Still overcast, but not raining, so that's alright. Because these are from a dogwood tree that fell down here by the trail. These are quite pretty. You can see that the forest floor here is just covered with these May apples, these little umbrella-like plants. One of my favorite plants in spring. It's just all over the place down there. Those are all May apples down there. The first mushrooms. This is called dryad saddle. And there's a little one there. And one right here. They're also, whoops, almost fell there. They're also called pheasant tails or something like that because they look like the color of a pheasant. These are actually edible though. Dryad saddle they're called. And these are small enough that they're still tender and not bitter. I tried one last spring and it was a little bit too big. So I'm going to take one of these home and cook it up, see what it tastes like. So dryad saddle. Cool. So here's a wildflower that's easy just to walk past without noticing it. These little heart-shaped leaves. Down near the base, there's a little flower. It should have a purplish color. This is wild ginger. So, and I haven't looked up the edibility of this yet. I know what it is, but it might be edible, it may not be it, I don't know. But flower is way down at the bottom. Whoops, just pulled it off actually. Looks like it's been spent anyway. Right, so that's wild ginger. Of course, down here is what one of these blooming May apples looks like. Pretty big white, and of course it'll produce a little apple-like thing that you supposedly can eat. I'll have to try one this summer. Got a nice view of the lake down here. You can probably hear the traffic. That's Route 183 on the other side of the lake. Of course, here's some skunk cabbage, and I talk about this in one of my videos too. This does have medicinal properties, believe it or not. And if I remember correctly, this stuff here is called sweet cicely. Not sure if that's how you say it, but it has these kind of leaves, and the stems kind of has that fuzzy feel to it. And the roots and the leaves have like a licorice type smell to them. Sweet cicely. These are wild phlox. And on these bushes here I found some flowers that I do not recognize. Got these beautiful white flowers here. Some kind of a bush here. Yep, so it's something new for me here. Not sure what these are. I'll look them up when I get home. Tons of little white violets here. I've seen purple ones and blue ones today, but I get these little white ones all over the place here. So right here is a perfect example of the true Solomon seal, which is this one right here. And you said it has the little buds underneath. And over here, this is false Solomon seal. The real one, the false one. If you look up here, at the tip is where the flowers are instead of underneath. So they're a little bit larger and they have flowers at the tip rather than the true one, which has flowers below. So true Solomon seal and the false one growing right next to each other. And these here, if I remember correctly, I think these are called pussy toes. So it's look like the toes of a cat, I guess, or something. Down here's a patch of Dutchman's breeches. I thought I was too early for them, but it appears that I'm too late. Like here's one. There's usually a whole row of them. Just one little one there. But the nicest one here, because they look like an upside down pair of pants. Dutchman's breeches. Of course, the plants are poisonous, so a patch of them here. Almost missed them. I found them here last year, so glad at least one or two is still here. Of course, this leaf here belongs to the bloodroot plant. The flowers are long gone. They bloom way back in April. But this has a lot of medicinal properties. I have a video on this, so I'm not going to spend time talking about it on here. There's a bunch up there too. So if you dug this out, there'd be a little root that if you cut it open, it's like it bleeds reddish sap. Bloodroot. And if you ever find pods like this, because these are pretty beat up and walked on. This is from the Kentucky coffee tree. They are poisonous, so there's like little bean seeds in them, so don't eat them. And I'm at a loss as for what these are. They look terribly familiar, but the name isn't coming to mind. Some down in there too. And I see some purple things down there. Okay, go check those out. Yeah, these are new to me. They look familiar from looking through the field guides, but let's focus on it there. So I know I've seen them in the field guides, but I don't know what they are. So I'll have to look those up too. Another new flower, but that's okay. I like finding new things too. And out there's a great blue heron. I'm on the other side of the lake now, so the traffic's gonna be a lot louder. See a silhouette there. Well, this is fleabane, and it gets that name because it has a natural insecticide called pyrethrum. It's supposed to help keep bugs away, including fleas. So fleabane. So I never tried it before, but that's what that is. And there are several different species of this. Well, these should be familiar. These are some wild strawberry plants. They just make those little strawberries that don't have much taste to them. Alright, I see some interesting birds out there. So let's zoom on in, see if you can identify them. I know what they are. Zoom, zoom. There they are. Focusing on them. Double-crested cormorants. Can't zoom anymore. These are white campions. They're similar to bladder campions. Here's somebody of a different sort today. A little slug down there. I should probably eat some of them with some videos too, maybe. Not today though.